Hey, welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning in and listening to another video. So, I just want to remind you that make sure you like, click, and subscribe. And don't forget to comment and smash that like button. Now, I want to tell you this video that you're about to see, you're about to watch a little bit piece of me that I normally don't share. What I mean by that is I had a conversation with my brother and we got to talk about different things, how we feel, how we see it, and just our overall sarcasticness. But it's a little bit near and dear to me because it's with my brother, my ace spoon coon, the one I've grown up with since I was a baby. So this one means a little bit more to me. And hopefully it'll mean something to you. So sit back, relax, check this out, and I'm sure you're gonna like what me and my brother have to say on a lot of things. There's something for everybody here, so tune in. Talk to you soon. Hello. Welcome everybody to another episode of Sarcasm and Orgasm.
Oh yeah.
This is Will, and I just want to thank you for listening and tuning in. And I would love to welcome my very special guest. He is the man.
Very special.
Yes, very special. He is the man who has made all of this possible. He is my one, my only, the only person who got to my back. My brother. Tell them who you are.
I have gone by many names in many lands, from many people, from many places, but you can call me Matt. I'm 32. I'm a Libra. I like long walks down dark downtown streets. I like French vanilla coffee and my couch. Yeah, that about sums it up. Checks out.
Okay, two things. One, this is not a dating profile.
Okay.
Two, no one asked for all that.
I mean, whatever. That's basic about me. Those are things that I like.
All I said was just to introduce yourself, not
I
tell
did exactly
everybody
that.
likes, but not tell everybody your likes and your dislikes.
I did exactly that. I told you about myself. I did exactly what you told me to do. I followed the directions. I don't know what you want from me, dude. You knew exactly what you were getting into.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Oh god.
Ooh, but I thought you was going to take it somewhere else.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes, let's go. So, to everybody out there, this is my brother Matt. He is the reason
The
why
cooler brother.
Yes, my brother who I love dearly. He is the reason why I started doing podcasting, because him and I were talking one night back in the beginning of this year, and he was like, "You should do a podcast." And I was like, "Okay." And then he
told him why.
Yeah, he told me why. Because I have good things to say and I should share with other people.
Because I'm a streamer, and if you decided to do it, I could help you figure shit out along the way, so you would have nothing go wrong for you. That's why.
Go ahead, tell the rest of the story. Go ahead.
Because I made it fucking easy for you. It was like, okay, all you have to do is go here, press this button, and talk. Then he was like, okay, now that I'm going, how do I make it better? Like, okay, well, now that you're at a point where, like, you feel like your quality is at a level that you can maintain, how can we make it better from here? So I had him just go back and listen to a couple of his own after I listened to one and gave my initial comments, which have been just evaporated over time, obviously. Like, it's going amazing places. But after I just told him to really just focus on, like, his delivery of what he was saying as opposed to just, like, the words that was coming out of his mouth, it was like, phew, and it's been aces.
Yeah, it's been amazing ever since then, because you have really motivated me to do it. I honestly have. Because I've always loved talking, but I just never liked talking about certain things.
Yeah.
And it's because of you all this is possible. So.
And then there's me that just, like, I like to talk, but, like, I don't like pointless conversations. Like, I like to have something specific to talk about, or I'm just gonna sit there and say fucking nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna say I've had pointless conversations, but I've been ridiculed about the stuff that I've said.
I mean, but, like, okay, when it comes to podcasts in general, the moment you say, hey, I think my ideas are interesting enough that the internet should hear them, you're immediately opening yourself up for some kind of ridicule on some level. Like, when you're reaching for any kind of, like, public standpoint, any kind of public view, you're putting yourself in public perception. So at that point, everybody is allowed to literally perceive you however they fucking want to. You know?
Right about that. Yeah, well, I've gotten my backlash about it. And so, from the standpoint, I don't know how well you kept up with it, but how do you think I've done so far? Like, what is your critique?
I mean, I have just seen you just go with the punches. Like, I haven't seen you like go fucking crazy on social media yet, like some people do after a couple of months. Like I do because I don't give a shit. But like that's why I'm in the backseat now. Like I just help people figure shit out. Like I'm great as long as I don't have to do any like actual physical work. If I could just be like, hey, you need to do this, or we need to do this. We need to solve this problem by getting rid of this. And then boom, everyone wins. I'm a great consultant, but I'm terrible at labels.
It explains your work. Yeah, what you do for a living, so yeah.
Fucking true.
Yeah.
Work in a goddamn call center.
You love it.
No, I hate it.
Okay.
Moving on.
Well, all right. Okay.
No, let's go beyond that conversation.
Yeah,
Please.
Do that. So, okay, tell me how you guys started in podcasting. So, like, where you started, and then what was your way to where you said, I just don't want to do this anymore, without getting personal?
Oh yeah, actually, that's really easy. That's because it was never a personal thing that pushed me into starting or stopping. It was never personal. It was either financial or physical. You know, at the beginning, like I just got a lot of physical enjoyment from it. Like I was happy. Like I felt happy, just like entertaining through video games because I could just sit there and play games while my brain is on autopilot running its mouth. You know, so I could do two things that I love to do at the same time and have people just watch. Essentially, just be a part of the conversation. You know, I could just be the main thing of the conversation. So as long as I'm streaming, someone's talking about me. You know, just being a conversation. And eventually, like, I got tired of trying to keep the conversation going. You know, because you can only talk so much before your throat hurts.
Yeah.
And after a while, I'm just like, I just want to do shit to get money. You know. Because streaming just taught me a whole bunch of random other shit that I can't really put to good use outside of a computer. So it's like, might as well just stream to get people to see all the dumb shit that I can do for them and use that as a way to market my own services. And then I just got tired of marketing. So,
why did you get tired?
Yeah, it was draining because I was always doing so many different things. Because I can never keep my brain actively focused on a specific skill set at the time. And I still have yet to find a way to really incorporate all the things that I've learned over the years, just from many things that I've done, into one package. You know,
what are some of the things that you've done?
So I guess it really just have to back up because my progression with my own abilities, just my mental abilities, like grew over time with streaming too. Because when I first started streaming, it was really just on PS4. And if you go look at like PS4 streaming on Google, it's like this really shitty, crappy interface. You know, it's like you see the game and then this big ugly side gray bar there that you can't customize. You can change some things on it, you can change the size of it, but like you can't really do anything. And I hate when things cannot be changed. I hate fixed things. It just doesn't make sense. Like we have the ability to literally make a whole other person from like parts. Why can't I change a visual on the screen? You know, so it drove me crazy. So eventually I went to PC streaming. And streaming from the computer is way more complicated because you have so much more software that you can literally create your own scene. You know, so you can have like dozens of other images behind you and still have like one focus game in the middle. You can make it as complicated or as simple as you want, and that's what I loved about like graphic design. So after years of paying people to make the scenes for me, I was like, hey, why don't I just learn to do it myself? So then I could start getting paid to make this for other people, you know? So that's what started. That's what started everything else. me getting tired of paying for other people's services. So from then I learned graphic design, taught myself that, tried to start a clothing company through that. I did graphic packages for like hundreds of streamers over the years. I think in 1 year I made close to $1,000 just from doing graphic design for like 20, $30 a piece. So like that's hundreds of clients over a couple of years. And then I learned video editing, like just the whole graphic package I've learned to do over the years because of streaming.
Wow. And so,
yeah.
Do you still have like those contacts? You still talk to those people?
No, because like when I started really feeling the mental and physical fatigue from streaming, that's when I really just started to realize that all the people that I've reached out to were essentially just dead contacts. Like you'd message, you'd ping, but like they would only like reach out if they're like in town and need something. I'm like, it's not worth it. And it was weird. I always find a way to like attract people, but I always have to have things to keep them around. And I got tired of trying to manage interesting things. I got tired of not being the interesting thing anymore. So I'm like, if I can't do this anymore, if I can't put on that scene or that face anymore for the camera, like I don't want to do it. I don't have the energy for it. So,
now, other than the mental anguish that you were going through, is there anything that you do miss about it?
Oh, fuck, it was so much fun, honestly. Like, streaming was great. Like, I probably haven't had as much fun doing anything else in my personal life as I have in streaming. Nothing was as fun. Not even playing baseball as a kid was as much fun as streaming as because, like, with baseball, like you're playing a specific role. Like, you're a shortstop. Like, this is what you do. These are your assigned duties, But, like, with streaming, you could literally be anyone I wanted to be at the drop of a hat. On a Monday night, I could just be doing this, just a talk show. Just me with you on screen, just doing this. Tuesday, I could be just some, like, this coked out fucking meth head playing Rocket League on screen, just, I should have got that goal! I could be doing that. But, like, come Saturday, I could just be hanging out and just, like, sitting here talking, doing jack shit. But have, like, 100 people just hanging out, Like, it was the variety that always kept me. Like, I didn't have to stick to one thing. I could do whatever I wanted to do. Yeah.
Well, you do miss it.
Yeah, of course I miss it. It's tiring, man. It's exhausting.
Excuse me. How can streaming get tiring?
So, it's an act. You're putting on an act, essentially. Like, no matter what you do on screen, at some point, you have to amplify a part of yourself to at least maintain the energy level and quality of what you're doing to maintain that audience interaction. So you have to be in a certain mindset for however long to achieve a desired result. I couldn't sit here like 4 or 5 nights a week and just be this calm, this monotone, and have like an influx of viewers at a certain time of the night because they'd expect, Wally to just be like going fucking ridiculous playing Overwatch and probably being trashed. Like, that's what people would expect at a certain night. Okay, it's Thursday, he's playing Overwatch. He's probably trashed and knocking shit over. This is gonna be hilarious. Shit like that. And that happened on a regular basis. So people came in for Overwatch and I think it was gonna be either really fucking stupid or really amazing. There was no in between.
Wow.
So, yeah. It's tiring. And all the effort that got put into it behind the scenes was just exhausting. Honestly, there was so much training, so many things to put into it.
Okay, so you do miss it, then you don't. That's fine. And so, like, where was the transition? I guess, like, what was first, streaming or podcast? Like, what came first?
See, that's weird. Because I don't know. Because, well, so technically speaking, I only did a couple podcasts, and that was on Anchor recently, so that was well after streaming. But I would never have gotten into streaming had I not done like the DJ thing, the Spreaker thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that was Spreaker was really just my first introduction to like digital entertainment, like being a digital entertainer as opposed to like being in person. You know, and I think it was like the power of the microphone I got. You know.
Sorry, you're gonna have to speak up just a little bit more. That's all.
So I think it was like even with Spreaker, it was like the power of the microphone that got me. You know, just like knowing that once the mic is on, like the world can hear me. You know, like it's so weird. The microphone is just like a weird quality to it, and you see, you're like, okay, I can use this to be heard, no matter how dumb the thing is or how amazing it is. This tool could get me heard.
Well, there's nothing dumb about you. You're just
selectively motivated. Let's put it that way. Selectively motivated.
Yeah, you're selectively motivated. But yeah, there's nothing dumb about you ever. Everything that you do is amazing, especially when you were doing Wally by Sunset. When you was doing that, those were amazing designs. I had never seen nothing like that.
Thanks, man.
I still have, and the thing about it, so I have one of the hoodies that you gave me a long time ago. And mistakenly, when I had last came in there, I mistakenly took William's hoodie, and I still have it. Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, why do I have two?
I don't know.
Yeah, because when I was there that one night...
You must have taken mine.
It's somebody's...
Maybe that's why I couldn't find it. You must have taken mine.
Yeah.
Send me a picture of it.
I will.
Whenever you get a chance.
Because she was like, yeah, just, take one out the closet. I'm like, okay. And I picked it up. And I guess that was a trade-off because I left my other one there. I took yours.
Yeah, exactly. So now I just need to get that back and you can have yours.
Mm-hmm.
There. Perfect.
But yeah, those designs were amazing. They really were.
Yeah, like that's so all stuff that I would gladly do. Like I would. Like I have the space here to just do it if I wanted to, but like that's money for a computer I don't want to put in when I'm trying to pay off a car. You know, it doesn't feel responsible to me. Like I have a feasible goal that's more financially responsible instead of something that could just be fun.
You can sell one to kids.
Thought about it, but I can't do that because it's birthday season and people don't like being sold on the birthday. I guess it's like a cultural thing. I don't know.
I mean, you could do it the week before or the week after.
Yeah, but like it's still in birthday season. You can't sell someone in their birthday month. Maybe like in June, like June 1st. All right, contract done, bye. You know? I don't know.
They look like really good sweatshop workers to me. So.
That's too far. Okay, that's too far. That's too far.
That's sarcasm.
Still my kids. They're still my kids, man. Jokes are jokes, but they're still my kids. Okay.
I mean, it's subjective, so don't get mad at me.
Oh my fucking god. Nice word usage, though. That was nice. Good job. I'm proud of you. You have fucking learned, you brick. Jesus Christ.
I really have, Hempfield really taught me well.
God. Oh my fucking god. Moving on.
Oh, no. Because remember, I was always Matt's brother. Always. Or the kid, yeah.
Okay, so you can't even start with that because it was like years and years and years. But like, aren't you BJ's little brother? And then immediately getting fucking punched. So don't even start. Like, I had to like physically outlive your shadow. So back the fuck up, buddy.
Nah. It still lasts to this day.
No, whatever, dude. Whatever.
Okay. Because when I went back to Greensburg, I think I walked through Westmont Mall. It was like, hey, aren't you still Matt's brother? And I'm like there is no steal.
I don't think he's died anytime soon. Like, even if he did die, he still existed. Mm-hmm. He didn't just get like snapped away by Thanos or anything. So relax.
Yeah, you know how dumb people are. They're still.
Oh yeah.
They're not going nowhere.
I work in a call center. I know how dumb people are. Okay.
Well.
I feel like I should move my mic closer.
At least you speak English. Other ones don't.
Okay. Anyway. What the fuck? Just like, okay.
Yeah, they don't. They barely speak English, and you don't understand them. Even when you say representative or someone who speaks English, they give you someone who's worse.
See, okay, and I do understand that. I do. Like, it is very difficult to solve a problem if you have an actual language barrier. If we cannot communicate in the same factor, if we don't have the same common denominator, then we're not going to get shit solved. But, like, case in point, like, this is actually to argue against you. This was one of my very last calls of the day. I was dealing with a client that we had in Florida. And he immediately started the call as like say, hey, like, I'm still learning the language. Like, I speak Spanish. He's like, okay, yeah, we can get you connected to a Spanish-speaking representative for you if that would make it easier for you. He's like, no, I'm taking English classes. Do you mind just being patient with me? Like, no. If you feel like you can do that, if you feel like it won't frustrate you, we can do that for sure. I just want to make sure it won't be a problem for you, sir. He's like, no, that's fine. I was like, okay. So I get his information pulled up. We're dealing with his account. And I think about 4 or 5 minutes in the call, what ended up being about 25 minutes because of the language barrier. He's like, hey, I'm going to need you to slow down everything that you say. I don't think anyone has noticed this yet, but I speak very fast because I have like this really weird, nervous, like kind of like speech impediment where the faster, like the more I get excited, the more I get excited, the less I can control my breath while I'm speaking. So I tend to hyperventilate. So I'm like, okay, so this is going to be a lesson in futility for both of us.
Wow.
So he's talking to me about his account and everything, and we get through the call towards the end of it after us both sounding like we had just survived World War III. Like, we were both like haggard, like, like, okay, are you good, dude? Do you need anything else? And I'm not trying to make fun of anybody, but this is what he said. He's like, no, but you made this call real easy to me today, and I want you to know that I stay with your bank because you helped me, and I hope you have a good day. I was like, listen, this is probably one of the toughest calls I've had all year, man, and I knew this was going to be like a real hassle. So thank you for willing to be patient and not hanging up the phone when you could hear that I was ready to quit. He was like, I hope you have a good day, man. I was like, I hope you have a great life and great job on your lessons. You did great. And he hung up like laughing. It was dope. So like, language is shitty, but if you can be patient, it will work.
Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, as far as me, a consumer, calling in and they don't understand, there is a level of patience you should have. But if they're telling you, okay, well, we're going to follow along together, and their computer screen does not look like my screen, there has to be some type of level of frustration. Like,
yeah.
I'm calling AT&T because I was trying to set up my HBO Max, and it was like they didn't know what the screen looked like from the app to the desktop. Like, they did.
I swear to God, bro, if you'd have just called me, I would have like Googled some like screenshots from a phone or something and figured that shit out for you. Because I swear to God, the only thing that makes setting up technical things difficult is the dumb fucking language technical shit is written in, and it's stupid. It's like, bro, no one is going to fucking understand to plug RGB green into RGB yellow slot for any fucking reason. No. Put yellow plug into yellow slot and drag 4-foot cable and put it in this slot. Like, just take a picture. That's it.
Well, that would work if this was 2001, but this is 2022 where everything's so super advanced. It's like all you have to do is press a button. But still, though, it's not like that because people are not explaining it the way it is. Like, explaining to me like I'm a person, not a fucking child.
So what I just said, reduce the level of technicality in the technical language, you jackass.
Yes.
Thank you for just rephrasing. Thank you for paraphrasing.
You're welcome. Dick monkey. You know, I love you. I really do.
Love you too, buddy.
I love you. You're a great person.
This show is not sponsored by Panera, but I would like everyone to know that when I went to go order coffee today, the lady who took my coffee order, knowing good and goddamn well that I said, hey, I want an iced large coffee, she gives me an iced coffee cup, proceeds to put the sugar in the cup like I wanted her to, but didn't bother to fucking tell me that they had pulled the coffee 40 minutes ago. Like, what? It's like... So, like, I grab the cup from the counter, and I turn, because at Panera, and they explain this to me, which I find it fucking ridiculous, they want you to make your own coffee. Cool. I understand that from, like, a homeopathic perspective, you know, like, the healing abilities of food and, like, habits, shit like that. I get it. It makes sense. But, like, if I'm placing an order for coffee and food at like 6:30 in fucking morning for food like 4 hours from now, I'm not gonna want to make coffee. The whole point is for me to walk in the door, pick up an empty cup, and you fill it with coffee so I can leave. Like, I don't want to do this shit myself. That's why I'm paying you to do it, jackass. That's the whole point of mobile ordering, so I don't have to do it. I will gladly pay extra so I don't have to do shit.
Oh, God.
So now I have to just fucking drink green tea, which, mind you, I picked the green tea, and it is quite delicious. Panera does have great tasting tea, but I'm just amazed at the stupidity of that situation. That's all. That's it. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got for that. That's it.
I don't know what to say to that, bro. I just don't.
This is shit that happens to me on a normal basis, and you wonder why I'm always so fucking cracked out of my mind. Like, I can't handle reality because it's fucking breaking. The simulation needs to be reset.
So, I mean, why don't you just get on your Oculus?
I don't have one, but I would gladly accept one as a donation.
Wait a minute, what was that thing I was playing that time I was there?
Oh, it's a PSVR.
Oh, okay.
Different things. Different technical pieces.
I don't know, man.
Bro, I have ADHD. I'm going to pick out details in a second. You know that. I don't care.
Yeah, it's fun.
Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, why don't you just go in the metaverse?
Because Mark Zuckerberg looks like a fucking alien and he scares me. I'm not kidding. I don't care. He scares me.
Why does he scare you, Matt?
Because he looks like a fucking alien, bro.
Your son just told me he's an alien.
No. Feeling like an alien and looking like E.T.'s older brother in a skin suit are two different things. And Mark Zuckerberg looks like someone took E.T. and stretched him like Stretch Armstrong and slapped him in a skin suit and said, "Go to Earth, monkey, go!" That's what it looks like. Because he has those dead, blank eyes that stare at you from across the metaverse and break your fourth wall brain. I should definitely be on TV. I'd piss off so many people. Maybe that's why I shouldn't be on TV.
No, maybe that's why you should.
I forgot what I was going to say. I don't know what I was going to say. You're supposed to be interviewing me. Interview me.
I am by just talking to you.
I'm sorry.
You're good. It's fine. It's nice to talk to you in a very cynical way.
This is me all the time.
I know, but just for my listeners, I don't think they actually know, like, when I kind of speak about you, they don't know about you, so it's just...
Oh, so, like, this is their, like, first physical... Okay, yes. That makes sense. Okay, so let me give you my elevator pitch.
Oh, God.
As a person. My elevator pitch as a person.
This is
okay.
Viking right here.
I have no idea where this is going anyway. This is going to come off the top of my head. It looks like I'm thinking, but there's just fucking nothing going right now. I'm just spinning at a chair for no reason. Looking real dramatic.
Alright, here we go. Favorite movie of all time?
Fight Club.
I knew it. Favorite band of all time?
Motion City soundtrack.
All right. Song that you can listen on repeat.
LG FOD by Motion City Soundtrack. And that song is all an abbreviation. LG FOD means let's get fucked up and die. Yep. I'm not kidding. That's what it means. Because the first line of that song is, let's get fucked up and die. And then he says, I'm speaking figuratively, of course. And I was like, yes. I like this guy. And we're going to go see them next month. Been waiting like 15 years.
Okay, so best memory you had growing up.
That's actually tough. Can we come back to that?
No.
What? Oh, god damn it.
You pick 3 if you had to.
No. Like, it's not... Like, it's kind of a hard thing to decide on because, like, there's the best one that I had because I felt like I was finally getting away from shit. There's the ones that we had together, like, you and I, and there's the ones that, like, we had as a family that were, like,
okay, then say that you and I had.
Oh, boy. You know, actually, I think probably just one of my favorite memories of us is just, like, the times we would just walk around Denora.
Wow. I'm not...
Honestly...
I don't mean to laugh at that, just laughing at Denora, because we know there's nothing there, so...
Yeah, I think that's why, like, we enjoyed it so much, because, like, there was nothing there, so we always just had to make our own fun. Like, we had to make our time mean something. We made it worthwhile. You know, like, we would walk to our friend's house. If they weren't there, we would go to fucking Dollar General, which is, like, 6 blocks in the opposite fucking direction. Yeah. And then if nobody was there, we would go up that big fucking hill. And then we would eventually go back home. We would literally walk across town 6-7 times a week. And then still have the nerve to have fucking pudgy-ass stomachs. It's like, how?
Yeah.
How are we such fat kids that all we did was walk?
I'd love to go back to those days. I really would.
I'll drink to that.
I definitely would.
Let's get fucked up and die. Hey, I'm speaking figuratively, of course.
Speak for yourself. I'm not trying to get fucked up and die.
I always do. I always speak for myself.
Well, if I could say a favorite memory of you and I, probably that year that you and I finally got to play on the same team when we played baseball.
Oh my god!
Yes. I would say...
God, I forgot about that.
I mean, there's other things that are memorable. There really is. But yeah, just being able to play on the same team. Because remember, we were always like a year and a half apart, almost 2 years. So we could never play.
Yeah.
And like, your teams were better than mine, which I don't get.
No. My teams were not better than yours. They were not. My teams could just catch better than yours. My team had shitty hitters. Your team had shitty catchers.
Yes, but your teams had better coaches.
That's true. That's true. Your team was coached by drunks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can't really say much considering our teams were coached by or like branded or sponsored by the Elks, which is a lounge.
Yeah, I know.
Like, yeah, let's just get a bunch of like middle-aged men to sponsor some kids in tights. Yeah, let's do it.
That does sound kind of, weird. So.
Sounds kind of sus there, Chief.
It really does.
Might need to follow up on that. 10-4. Set up an APB.
I don't think that would ever happen.
No, it wouldn't. Not in that town.
Just the thing about it is, like, I've thought about it a lot of times, and I would probably rather grow up in Greensburg than we did when we grew up in Denora.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Rather do that.
Yeah, because I didn't feel like a street urchin in Greensburg. Fuck. God damn it, dude. Anytime we walked through Menneson or Denora, I felt like I was going to get arrested just for walking on the street. Mm-hmm. I hated it. God damn it, bro.
I did too.
And then like when the cops started like recognizing like who our parents were, I'm like, all right, nah, let's not do anything. Let's just not leave the house. Let's just get driven everywhere.
Yeah, I think that was the best decision we made when we told Dad that we wanted to go to the Rams for like those years.
Yeah.
And we did it together. We didn't say, oh, BJ, what do you want to do? Or Matt, what do you want to do? Yeah.
We're like, you want to get out of here? Let's get the fuck out of here. All right, let's go. You know it's bad when we can agree on something. Oh my god, that's amazing. Oh, that's great. You know it's bad when we can fucking agree on something.
Yes, and then remember the memories we had going over to Kenny's.
God, yeah.
And then Daisy.
You know, it's because of all the times we walked through Greensburg up and down that hill, going past that gas station by his house, like up to and from the mall.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we go hiking now, I'm like, it's fucking nothing. If I can do this shit in Greensburg when I was like 14, high off my ass, trying to just navigate my shoes, I can walk this mountain sober. We got this. You know?
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you why I stopped like drinking energy drinks?
No, you never did.
Because I was fucking dying walking back from the mall to Kenny's house. It was like 90 degrees, and Kenny called me. He's like, "Hey, I'm at my house." I was like, "And?" He's like, "Come meet me." I was like, "Where?" He's like, "My house." How am I gonna get there? I don't know. You're gonna walk. It's like, what? He's like, "All right, fine. I'll start walking." So I start walking like from the mall, like, you know, over the overpass and by McDonald's and all that stuff, like going straight down. And I get to, like, what store was it? Like, grocery store was over there.
Where?
In that, fuck.
Are you talking about going like up Pittsburgh to where his old house was before we left?
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
I think, not Giant Eagle. It's something else.
Yeah. Anyway,
over there. So
yeah, there was one of those like gas station or like something over there. No. Okay, so I bought energy drinks from the mall because I was walking to Kenny's house, like in that little fucking corner store all the way in the back that always had a fucking broken card machine. Yeah, I went there and I walked all the way back out to go through the front entrance and all the way back down, down 30. So I'm walking down this street and I get to like 2 blocks before that gas station that we would turn right and then go up down the hill over. Mm-hmm. And I get to that gas station and I buy another one. It was like, I need one more to get there because I had 2 more. I already had 2. I'm like, okay, 1 more should do it because I was like 2 blocks away. I'm like, I got this. But it's like 90 fucking degrees outside and I've already walked about 5 miles to where I've been, not including where I've walked all day, which is everywhere apparently that day. Mind you, what, I was like 16? Just out walking, you know, just for days apparently. I take like 3 sips of this fucking Red Bull and I drop to the ground. It's like, I'm at this gas station just like pouring in sweat. And like, I swear to God, bro, I was out for like 30 minutes. I passed the fuck out after taking like 2 sips of a Red Bull because I had just amped the fuck out of my heart at that point, dude. My heart was like, dude, no, you are not Jason Statham. This is not how this movie is gonna play out. Sit down. So like, I come to and like, there's some dude just like, hey, bro, are you okay? Where are you going? I was like, what? What do you mean, where am I going? I'm here. He's like, where are you? I was like, Kenny's house. He's like, you're at the gas station. I was like, oh, fuck. Okay. So I get up and just walk to Kenny's house like nothing happened. But after that, I was like, no more. This is it. Nope. That's why I rarely ever buy him now.
This sounds like you kicked the bad.
Yeah. I make some crack fucking choices in my life, homie. Let me tell you.
Oh my God, homie! Wow.
I am living on a prayer, man.
See, I never knew that. I just knew like one day you were drinking it, and then you just stopped, and you never told me why. Because I never asked. I was like, oh,
yeah,
well,
because they almost fucking cooked me, man.
Yeah, you definitely got cooked.
Red Bull was like, you are not prepared. Nah, my wings got fucking clipped that day, bro. Oh, man.
Man, just the memories. I can't even remember when, like, I went back there a year before last and I drove like up Pittsburgh, and then I drove where Kenny's house used to be. Of course, they're no longer there, but there's other people like his old house where they moved from over by Seton Hall to where they went next time. Like, yeah, it was just like you drive past it, you used to see. We used to hang out there because then we would walk down right to Sarah's house or Twitchy, as we used to call her.
Yeah, she's actually the one that got me into MCS.
Oh, yep. Really? Okay.
Didn't know. She actually bought me Commit This to Memory for the first time. Yeah, wow. Because I listened to it at her house the first time because she had heard me listen into, I think, The Academy Is, I think. And she's like, well, if you like them, you're going to like these guys. So I was like, who? Yeah. She was like, MCS. Played them. I was like, boom. And I've loved them ever since. Like, that's been my favorite band ever since. Like, that has been my band.
Yeah, as far as there's one song that I will never forget, always. Never Seen a Man Die by Scarface. It was because of Kenny. And every time I hear that, or come through, I know. It's weird, but, you know.
It's so weird picturing, like, hardcore gangster rap against fucking lanky spaghetti, you know? It's so weird. God. Because if you saw him on the street, like, just dressed normally, you would never think he listens to that shit ever.
Nope.
But then you open up a CD deck, you're like, what the fuck? This dude lived in Compton, you know? It's crazy.
Kenny used to always have good music. Always.
Yeah. You know, when I first got this car, the first thing I did was find the biggest bass heavy playlist I could, and I was so happy that I could recall all that fucking music I listened to. I'm like, okay, thanks, Kenny. Mm-hmm. You were worth something, buddy.
Yeah, he still is. He still is.
Oh, man. I haven't talked to him forever.
Same here. I have a message from him on Messenger from like 8 years ago. And then I've tried to see, but he has never been active. So I just be like, okay, whatever. But still, like, have so many great memories of the times we would spend over his house. We would go out the mall, down at the Field, like a lot of times.
Yeah, Bobby J, Sam, Kenny. What was that dude's name from Pro? Was it Bobby?
Probably was.
Yeah, I think it was Bobby. Yeah. And then Reggie and his annoying ass brother would eventually pop up.
I mean, just so many good memories that you don't like, really think about until that's what they are, just memories.
Yeah, it's crazy too because you never really think about it in the moment, you know?
Mm-hmm. You
never think about, hey, what I'm doing right now, I might randomly remember like 15 years later, you know? You never think about it. But suddenly that's what you're doing, you know? Suddenly you're driving down the street and you see some kid on his bike. You're like, oh, that reminds me of the time I rode my bike down this one street and I saw this one dude. Oh, I better call him. You call him, he's dead. You're like, oh, fuck. You know, like, life change. This is crazy. That got dark fast. I got so dark so fast. Hey.
So I had this one memory of Kenny where there's another song, Pimpin' All Over the World by Ludacris. And I remember it because we were sitting on his porches one day and this car drove by and Kenny goes, oh yeah, you're so hard because you're listening to Pimpin' All Over the World.
You know, and it's funny because I can totally see him saying some dumb shit like that, just completely off the cuff, and just acts like it never happened. Oh yeah, you think it's so cool listening to Pimpin' All Over the World, and just like, jackass.
Yeah, it's just a lot. I've thought about a lot when I went back there a couple years ago. Nothing's changed, of course, but it's just like, you know, we've gotten older and there's a new batch of airheads and potheads, so.
Right you are, Chief. Right you are. Oh.
So,
so I thought about going back to visit at some point. It's still like bouncing around. It keeps coming up every once in a while. It's so weird. Like I'll hear about someone that I knew from back there, and then like I'll get like a random travel ad for something in my email. Like, oh, maybe I should go home and visit sometime. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't. Let's not do that. So it just keeps bouncing back and forth. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think, well, I look at it this way. I think if grandmother never would have came up here, I would probably still be there.
Oh yeah,
that's
for sure.
That I would probably never left Greensburg or even left the Pittsburgh area for the most part.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's really hard to like imagine a life It's hard to imagine that we would have lived a life outside of Pittsburgh had we not been forced to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really easy to see that now, but like looking back at it, or like trying to put yourself in those shoes back then, like we were both so adamant about not leaving. It was really the best thing for us because it was the best thing for me. Like I don't want to speak for you. I speak for myself. I just try to do it all the time, but like it was the best thing for me because even though my life got like progressively and like exponentially harder over the years, everything that I've gotten through because of whatever challenges has also been like exponentially greater. It's like it's shitty, it's exhausting, and it's tiring, but like every time I get through whatever fucking hurdle I gotta get through, like that plateau is dope. And I'm used to living at that point, so I just try to keep going forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear that. I kind of feel the same way. Yes, I've had my bumps and bruises too, but I'm thankful because without coming here, in Michigan, I wouldn't have been able to find myself in a way that I'm thankful that I'm able to, like, damn, I was really small-minded, even though I felt like I wasn't. Because I was always talking about how small-minded people were, in the Pittsburgh area, but had never really been to Pittsburgh that much.
Yeah, your horizon can only be as broad as you allow it to be. So if you're only ever viewing the horizon from one perspective, it can never expand. Mm-hmm. You have to leave home. You have to leave the nest. So even if you're forced to, even if you're kicked out of the nest and you fall, just to climb right back up into it, like that still shows you the perspective of rock bottom. Like what it looks like to be at the bottom. So then you never want to see it from that angle again. Hell, even just getting a perspective change, like left or right, like you just, instead of working a job that, pays you shitty, you get a little less, but like you get a little more freedom, like it's just a little more side change. So you can see that side of your life at that point, it's all just a perspective change and just trying to find what perspective works best for you.
True, and I'm just thankful that we was able to leave. It gave us a way to get out. Because I think I never probably would have left. I probably would have moved to Pittsburgh and just stayed in that area, but always coming back and forth, doing whatever. But coming up here, it was like, wow, it's different.
I would have actually been a drifter, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. Like had I not been forced to leave when I did, I was on the way of just gathering up enough money to the next year or so to just be a drifter. Yeah, I was just gonna get one of those cars fixed enough to just make it across a couple of states and just take it from there.
You can still do that.
No,
but drift with your family.
Oh.
Playing some K-pop at the same time.
Hey, if the music's good, we can make it an adventure. It's fine. Hey, dude, that shit bumps though, bro. I don't care. That shit bumps.
Okay.
It does. It does.
Right.
Don't even lie. It does.
I don't listen to it, so I'm not gonna say.
Well, fucking try it out because it's dope.
You know what? Speaking of music, and I kind of got on my my coworkers' nerves last week because I was putting a set together.
How this time?
Huh?
I said, how this time?
Oh, because I was putting a set together and I started singing Superman by 3 Doors Down.
What? It's a random song. Oh my god. Aces. I'm Ace's chief.
Yeah. I was like, don't blame me. It's not my fault. It's my brother. He was an alternative head. So
Yeah.
he was like, what are you
still
talking about? I said, well, I can remember when my brother was listening to Blink 182, and then he'll go over to Beastie Boys. Like, he just used to go back and forth.
Still do that.
Yeah, I know.
Still do that.
Like, there are just some alternative songs I listen to because of you. Really.
Today, I even show you how fucking dumb this is. Today, on the way home, like, I'm talking from leaving my job to pulling him in my house, which is 10 minutes. I quite literally went to listening from Woody Allen to G-Eazy to Mac Miller. Relevant. Those are pretty easy slides to make, you know, because they've all been on songs together. Kind of. To AJR, Story of the Year, and Sum 41. Like, complete opposite. That's a daily basis. Doesn't make any sense. Hey, my brain. I need a new one.
Well, you have been influencing me all of my life, man. You really have.
I'm a drug.
Yeah, you are. You are the best drug I could ever have.
Yeah. I'm good for your teeth.
Jesus. Can you just...
Chompers.
Speaking of which, I got an appointment to go get some Invisaligns this week.
Oh, are you getting grills?
Yeah, I'm gonna get some grills.
You finally robbed the jewelry store.
Uh-huh.
Hey, that only took like 20 years.
I know, right? Well, that's because I got insurance.
So are the grills insured?
Yeah, they are going to be.
Nice.
I gotta make
Are you getting like spinning rims in them and shit?
Nah,
You gonna get like gold plated fangs?
Nah, I was just like, it was just gonna be silver and then gold on the side. So.
Isn't it Juicy J that has the silver plated fangs?
Yeah, it is.
He's always like, I was like, that's fucking weird, bro.
Yeah, oh.
You a steampunk vampire, homie.
Mafia.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Another song that every time I hear reminds me of you. Go Hard or Go Home, especially that one part. That one part.
I still bump that song to this day,
all
bro.
the time, every time I hear it.
I still have that song.
How's it go, Matt?
What?
How's the part that you love so much?
I know you're talking about.
You liar. You fucking liar.
Never should have gave you niggas money. I love that. I live in a super white neighborhood, right? Okay, so
yeah, you do.
Well, area, super white area. It's primarily a white area. I have pretty mixed bag of neighbors, actually. They're pretty cool, except for the cycle across the street. Anyway, so I'm listening to that song. This is last week. It's like super bright day. All the white folk are out walking their white dog, and we live down the street from like a very large church. A couple of them, right? One of them is Catholic. One of them is Baptist. The Catholic church is like more of like a community school type of environment, you know? So it's not like super churchy. But like the Baptist church, which is a huge white church, looks like a church, which has like a church daycare in front of it too, with a bunch of church kids, you know? So it's a big church street. So here comes me on a Sunday afternoon, just never should have gave you niggas money, just hanging out, having a good time. Yep, it's a good time. I pick like the best time to get an obnoxious car, and it's great. Just wait. Yep.
Wow, this has been a great walk down memory lane with you. It really has been.
So what's something you think your audience should know about your brother?
About you, for me?
Yes, as a person on the planet, not necessarily as your brother.
There's a lot I can say, like a lot of good. I have no negative to say about you.
That's a lie.
It's not a lie. I mean, it's okay. personal opinion. But
Never should have gave you niggas cameras.
Yeah. I would say you're the most kindest person that I know.
He's too light to keep saying that. He looks like he's Cuban. Why does he keep saying the N-word? Are they really brothers?
You really do. But yes,
what?
You're the most kindest, decent person I know. You have always been like that.
I'm just a really bad smartass.
But you're a really bad smartass, and you're a great person with a great soul.
Yeah, well, we don't. That's too much.
That's why your wife and your 2 kids love and adore you.
Yeah, that's too much. That's too much sugar.
Look, nigga, you ass. I'm telling you.
Listen, Maroon 5, tone down the sugar, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because that's a song they put out, you know, from the album Overexposed.
Who gives
you know?
No one. I don't listen to it.
I mean, we did play Maroon 5 at my wedding, so yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the white part of me coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when Dad tried to play DJ, and then he got upset about it.
Yeah. I even gave you a playlist, bro. Just play the songs. That's all you gotta do. Like, that's your basic job as a DJ. Play the songs. Hit play. In a specific order.
Okay, same question to you about me.
I think that the world should know that my brother is a jackass. But I mean that I honestly mean that in the like best possible way. He's stubborn, you know, because he works hard. You know, he's there to get shit done, and he's gonna keep hemming and hawing until he gets it done. It may take him fucking forever, but like as soon as you smack him on the ass, he's off. You know, that's it. He's a jackass. Best possible way.
Folks, I swear, no one can say it better than my brother. I can take people calling me a jackass and it would be negative, but when it comes from Matthew knows me better than anybody. Like, I've shared a bed with this person. Like when we were kids, not when we're adults anymore. That's
because we're brothers. Because we're brothers, and because when you're 2 young brothers and you're like 4 years old and you're scared because you think there's monsters outside, but it's really just the shadows on the trees from the thunderstorms. There's no one on planet Earth that is more comfortable to be around than your brother. No one.
I would tell any and everybody I will give my life for my brother. Because he's been there for me.
Hey, stop being mushy, bro. We're not supposed to be human. We're just supposed to be funny.
Well, we are being funny with our emotions.
Yeah, let's not do that. I'm good. I'm trying to climb out of that hole.
Oh, okay, Mr. Pessimistic.
Hey, man, depression is a motherfucker and it sucks. Okay, so I'm just trying to veer away from like somber topics in general. You know.
I'm not trying to be somber. I'm just saying I love you. That's all.
Hey, so if you had 1 week to live, and you knew exactly how you're going to die, like time, date, place, everything, like you had like the whole picture. If you knew it was coming, what would you do tomorrow?
I don't want to think about my mortality.
Why not? That is the only thing in life that you cannot avoid.
I know I cannot, but
But like, if you know that at some point your lights are period out, done. You know, if you know that it's coming, you know, you can at least try to live your life as fully as possible.
Then
right?
if I had 1 week, I would seriously go out to the bank. I would do all types of crazy dumb shit, like absolutely just travel no matter what. No matter how many times I get stopped, I would be one of those people that would get into a luggage rack without a ticket and just stay there until
I do that too.
Yeah,
I really don't even need the world to be ending for me to want to do that. I would just do dumb shit like that. Okay, so the reason I asked is if you would go off the rails knowing shit's gonna be unplugged in 7 days, what is stopping you from living the next 7 days of your podcasting life like the world is ending? What is stopping you from delivering the most hard-hitting content that you've ever derived? What is stopping you from being the podcast host that you want to be?
Because I don't know how would I say this? I don't know how it's going to turn out.
Okay.
Because, like, what I'm doing when I do my episodes and I even do my interviews, I have set questions. I have a set script. Like, you told me to make a script and just let it go and go with it. And that's what I've been doing since, February, when we had that conversation. And ever since then, I've been following that template. So if that could be heightened, great. But I don't know, because I almost want to control what I'm putting out there.
Yeah. That's true. Like, but you also at least have to operate at the same mental capacity either way. You know, like if the world's ending, you're like, okay, I'm in survival mode. I'm gonna get what I can done. You know.
Then I was just going out into the thing and going up to every fucking person I could and just start doing random interviews and just talking to them.
Do it once a day.
What do you mean do it once a day?
Do it once a day.
Why?
Why not? How much time do you sit around thinking man, I'm bored? Or man, I could just be doing this right now.
Yeah, because I'm doing this right now. So
I know, but exactly, but how much empty time do you have during the week? Realistically speaking, how much time do you just have that you just have?
About 12 hours, 12 to 14 hours.
Okay. Then why don't you just spend an hour of that 12 having a rando interview? You know, hanging out somewhere for a couple hours, getting coffee and just sitting in a place. You know, observing people more directly instead of just over a social media post or over content that someone else posted. You know, get a first person perspective of the sarcasm you're commenting on, you know, and then realign yourself with the public perceptions of society's ridiculousness. Yeah, while you're sitting there, you just see someone who's interesting, who looks like they deserve to be talked to, and say, hey, I have a podcast. Can I just interview you and then see how it goes? You know, you may stumble onto a life-changing story that you would not have seen else if you were just sitting around looking at the ceiling. You know,
that's very true. And you're doing that, but then I would need a little bit more money to invest, to actually have a camera, because it's almost I want the audio, but then I want the video too. So.
Okay, so you have a cell phone, right?
Yes.
You have a cell phone. All you need is one of those selfie stands that that TikTokers use that go this high. You know, go to a park bench, set it in front of you. Get one of those lapel mics from Five Below that you would put right here, and then you could also buy another one in a splitter. That's $15 max. You know, you don't have to go big to get started.
I hear you.
Yeah, just little investments to get the technology right. So later on down the line, once you find the technology you like, you can specialize in technology tools for that purpose.
And that's why I have done it the way I have now, to where I started with my podcast. Then I have my YouTube page. Now as we've talked, I'm trying to expand more and more and more, but I want to take baby steps because I don't want to screw up one after I did the other.
Oh yeah, I get you. I totally understand.
So yes, that idea that you have, I thought about it. Like I was talking to somebody today, and it's like, what's something you do for fun? I said, I like to go up to white people and ask them when they think slavery's coming back.
I mean, it's not really as outlandish as a question as people think. It's not, but like, it just wouldn't be the same way.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't be racial slavery; it'd be class slavery. Because honestly, we like the more and more you think about it, like the more you actually look at like the breakdown of the United States, like socio-political economy, like how we're all set up as a people. Like it's just a more modern version of the caste system from medieval times.
True. You got a point.
When you think peasants, you think projects. When you think royalty, you think dudes in fucking Lambos living in penthouses downtown, right? Yeah. And those places look like fucking castles, right? When you think of the merchants, the middle class, like the Pentacles and Tarot, you think of the dudes on the street, like street vendors, like the bodegas, the corner stores. You know, you think of those places. You think of the middle class.
I know.
Yeah, so in medieval times, that would be like the blacksmiths, the cobblers, you know, the people actually making the wares on the street to sell. That's where it came from, you know? It's just a more modern version of that. So if anything, slavery is already here and it's already in effect. We're just too dumb to fucking realize it. At every point in history, we are literally just paying to exist.
Couldn't say it better myself. Really couldn't. But just going back to your original point, yeah, I've thought about.
This is way off track.
Yeah.
Oh, where'd that come from?
Going up and just talking to random people, have interviews, and see how that does. Because I would like to have more content. I really would.
Yeah. Yeah, but like, why do you have to have everything one way?
Oh no, I don't have to have everything. It's just finding the time.
No. I'm thinking like, okay. I didn't mean it to say that the way you're doing things is like wrong, but if you have these pop-up interviews, like wouldn't it be better to market those as like pop quizzes? You know?
Never thought of it like that.
Yeah, because if they're supposed to be random interviews, like you would just post them after you did your little editing or whatever into like that section of whatever your website was, you know? Like, oh, there's new random content. So there'd always be the engagement factor there. Like you would never know what to expect from that section because it was literally just random interviews. You know, and if you thought one of those random interviews was great enough, you could just give that person the contact info, like, hey, this was a really good conversation. Can you just come back later for like another sit down with me, like a more planned one, and go from there? You know, like that's what streaming did for me a lot, because I would meet people in video games that we would just end up streaming together coincidentally, and we would just end up becoming friends later on down the line. You know, just take those chances and see whatever avenue can develop from that thought process. You know.
Interesting. Very interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I will put some legs to it. So.
You see, it's like this is the only reason why I'm around for most like creative circles, is because my brain is always like, how can we make this idea more fleshed out? You know, how can we put this plan into action if you wanted to? You know, and that seems like the best way to do it. If you want to have random interviews, have them, just don't put videos on them, because that lessens your investment, lessens your time into it. You can actually put more detail and thought and feeling into it because you're spending less effort. You know? So you can make that its own thing because you're spending less work entirely. You know? Be like audio podcasts. It was too late for this. Let's make it 6 minutes instead of 7. Let's cut out some of this dry dead air so it's a fluid conversation. So like 25 minutes of video editing would essentially just be like 6-7 minutes of audio editing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, just like when I told you yesterday, taking 3 hours to spend on a 1.5-minute video. It was
Yeah.
long, but it was so enjoyable because I got to cut out bits that I liked and that made sense and it flowed. And then when I saw the overall, I'm like, fuck, I made this. I didn't get someone to do it for me. I actually did it from beginning to it. By the way, did you watch it?
I did watch it. It took me forever because I couldn't get it to load on my phone while we were in Charlotte. But when I finally got to watch it at work today, it took me forever because I had like 15 calls back to back. So yes, it took me 3 fucking days, but I finally got to watch it. I'm sorry.
And what did you think?
I thought it was great. I think he did a great job. Like it was fluid to me. Like I didn't lose interest in the actual video. Like each of the clips actually, they were different enough to be engaging, but they were similar enough to not feel disconjointed.
Got it.
Yeah. So the theme of not music. I'm sorry. I'm thinking music videos. The theme of the conversations, the theme of the videos were fluid and fitting enough to be greater than the sum of its parts.
Okay.
That's okay. Just for minutes, please. Okay. All good.
Okay, well.
Okay, so I got spooked out because about 10 minutes ago, when I think it was right before you went off camera, I saw someone behind my left shoulder. I saw someone move from right here to right here. And I know it wasn't my chair because I've been looking at it all night moving here, and I know what that looks like. I dead ass saw like shoulders and a head move from right here to right here behind me, and I'm like, nah, that's what I Nika, come downstairs. I saw spooky shit. I need you next to me. Don't care. 32-year-old man getting spooked out by ghosts. Don't give a shit because I'm surrounded by tarot cards. Fuck no, not taking a chance.
Okay, on that note, I guess we'll just wrap this up.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Well,
so I'm gonna give my little exit speech here, and then you can do your wrap up. Perfect.
That's perfect.
So BJ, thanks for having me on tonight. I appreciate you. It's been fantastic. Thanks. I've always wanted to do this with you, or just be a part of this with you. I'm Matt. I'm his younger brother. We grew up fighting, kicking each other, playing a Jet Moto on the PlayStation, all the way up to, actually, NBA Jam on the Sega, then Jet Moto on the PlayStation, and then Madden throughout the years until we stopped playing. I am his selectively motivated, tarot card reading, excessive beer drinking, weed smoking younger brother who is more responsible than he is in his whole body because my wife keeps me in line. That's me. It's me in a nutshell.
I love how sometimes you want to throw me under the bus, but then pull me from under it. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. But you know what? I am Will. I am the older brother, the irresponsible but responsible one who thinks about what he's about to do, but sometimes doesn't care.
Yep.
I have the memories of him and I getting our first Super Nintendo from the yard sale that our grandmother bought us, where I used to play Super Mario World and he played Metro Prime.
Oh my god, dude.
Yes.
Holy shit, I forgot about... I actually played that game.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, okay.
And then we went to Sega, and then we went to PlayStation.
Yeah.
Then
oh, that's right, how could I forget Battletoads?
Yes. And we used to pretend that they were the Double Dragons.
Yep. God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there's a Double Dragon effect in Rocket League, and I want it so fucking bad for that specific reason. Ugly, homely. Wait. You're ugly. No, I'm homely. You're ugly.
But
God, I love that movie so much.
This has been great. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I want to do it again. So whenever you want to come back, you're more than welcome, bro. You are more than welcome.
Yeah, let me know. I'm more than happy to. Just send me an invite. Send me. Did I say invite or invite? E-invite.
Does it matter?
No. Send me a carrier pigeon. You know what? Here's this is even better. Here, I'm gonna put this out there. If you want me to come back on the show, all you got to do is come and follow me on Instagram, sunset.readings. Come tell me.
Okay.
Here we go. Not you, your friends. I don't care about your opinion.
You never do.
I love you.
I love you too. So, folks, this has been another episode of Sarcasm and Orgasm. I've been joined by my lovely but utterly annoying and entertaining younger brother, Matt.
There's the sarcasm.
Yes. So
I had an orgasm earlier this morning.
Yeah, I bet you did. So thank you for listening, tuning in, and remember, stay tuned. And if you need any tarot card readings, go follow this cake eater. Please tell them where.
Sunset.readings on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes,
Or if you just want to send me money, you can send me money to my Cash App.
And your Cash App is?
Mr. Sunset 05.
Okay, this has been another episode. Folks. Remember to stay tuned, and we will talk to you soon.
Oh, yeah.
Have a good day.